40% asleep at all times. I'm like, whoa. Looked at him, I'm like, I'm half brain dead right now. My grandma's like, I knew it! Like, shut up, Grandma, what are you telling the doctor? Jeez. So, I could either get really depressed at that point in my life, or I could use it to scare somebody. So I called my buddy Sam. He's like this hippie dude, totally fun to screw with. And we're in my car, we're going 70 miles an hour on the expressway, totally true story. And I'm telling him about the test results, and he's like, man, he's like, bro, like, if your brain is like 40% asleep right now, like, should you like be driving? Sitting there with like his Bob Marley shirt, like, I'm like, dude, I don't know, like I have this fear, like what if the other 60% falls asleep? As I'm saying this, I look at my rearview mirror, there is a double trailer semi that's about to pass it from behind. I'm like, this is perfect. I'm like, dude, like what if I'm driving someday and all of a sudden, whoa, truck! I only swerved a little bit, but this dude screamed like a 13-year-old girl meeting Justin Bieber. I mean, it was funny. His face is all pressed up against the glass, like, I don't want to die with the ginger. I'm like, bro, what does that mean? You don't like the... Okay. So I scare the crap out of people with my ADD now. That's kind of how I roll. But I went to a suburban school. I kind of got picked on there. But then for high school, things kind of got just all switched up on me. I didn't make the lottery system to go to like the good school in town, right? So I wound up going to like the worst school in the inner city. And I walked there, I'm in the car with my dad, I'm looking at this school, I'm already freaking out, because I look at it, it looks like it takes up like 2 city blocks. It's got like 2 floors and a basement. I mean, my little school growing up was like 1 hallway. I'm like, Dad, I'm like, I'm gonna find my class. He's like, son, relax. Freshman year, scary for everybody. So I go inside, the double doors open, and I notice right away that there are like hundreds of kids in this hallway. And like, you guys would have freaked me out too. You got a lot of people here, right? So there's just like a ton of people, and I'm like, man. So I walk in, and people are like pushing me in the hallway, people are shoving me, people are like cussing me out. Everybody's looking at me like I'm some sort of freak of nature. Like they had never seen a ginger before. Looking at me like I'm something off of the Discovery Channel. Waiting for the intercom to be like, deep in the forest of Ireland, there lives a creature. He's here with us today. Like, are you guys tripping? Like, I'm just a dude, like, relax. And so people are like pulling on my backpack. Of course, I don't know where I'm going. I'm trying to talk to people like, man, shut up, don't talk to me. Okay, whatever. I get around this corner, and this fight breaks out. Across on the fight, there's these 2 teachers. They're just standing there watching the whole thing go down. I'm like, oh snap, this is bad. Like, I can't go here. I'm in a bad school. There's all fog and crap here. I can't be at this school. So I'm like, what do I do? What I didn't understand though is that things at lunchtime are going to get a little sweeter. Totally grew up as like the sheltered white kid. We go into the lunch, the cafeteria, and I finally sat down. I had a chance to kind of catch my breath. And I look, we had like Pizza Hut and Subway that catered in. I was like, sweet, I'm gonna eat fresh. And I look at the next table, and this is what changed all of high school for me. I look at this table, it's a whole table of Latinas. Oh. Now, where are my Latinas at in the room? Y'all make some noise. Dude, I don't know why you're screaming. See, Latino means like you a male, Latina means like you a chick. To be like, ah! That just means you're crazy. You can get the brain scan thing done. Anyways. Thanks for showing some love to a freckled friend, I appreciate it. So, I'm talking to these girls, like I had never seen like a Latin girl in real life, only on TV. Like I grew up in like the suburbs, right? I had only seen like Latinas on like Univision. My mom calls it Univision. Because she's really white. And so I like got stoked because I was like, oh my gosh, these girls are beautiful. And like I knew like a little bit of Spanish, so I was like, I gotta go talk to them. So I was like, hey, hola. ¿Cómo te llamas? Me llamo Rojo. And then I kind of ran out of Spanish words, so I just started talking in a Latino accent. I was like, hey girl, you know, like maybe after school, like You know, like if you're not doing anything, maybe we can like go get some Takis or something, you know. Like, I don't know, like maybe we can work something out. And then I realized they weren't buying that. I was like, okay, I know more Spanish, I gotta think of it, I gotta come up with a game plan. So I was just like, El baño. Those girls would never talk to me anyway, though. They're like these redheaded dorks, like I don't know what his problem is. But what I didn't understand is that after school was when like everything would go down, right? Like, this is a pretty rough school with gangs and everything. So I'm by the back door, which I found out later that the security doesn't guard. And 3 o'clock is when things would happen because I would notice when the bell would ring, the teachers would actually run home faster than the kids. Wait, does that like happen here? I don't know if I... Okay. All right, so I'm by the back door of the school, and I don't know, you guys like don't go to a bad school. Like when you get a real rough inner city school, you get this kind of like sixth sense when a fight's about to break out. Anybody know what I'm talking about? Like you just kind of tell something, like the tension, something in the air. So I was like, I smell it. Something's gonna happen. This dude rolls up in his wheelchair from down the hallway and kind of just sitting across from me. And all of a sudden I hear, I'm like, they have tornadoes at this school? Here's what it was. It was a big guy in a big, one of those puffy black South Pole coats. You know, make you look like a burnt marshmallow. I'm not trying to be mean, okay? But this dude, I'm a big dude, but this guy was really big, like 350 pounds. Dang! Right, yeah. His sleeves rubbing against his sides was making the noise. I was like, dude, I thought there was going to be a tropical storm. He gets up, he's standing next to the dude in the wheelchair. I'm like, okay, bullying 101. The big guy is going to bully the kid in the wheelchair. Raise your hand if you think I'm right. Man, I was wrong. The kid in the wheelchair, he looks up, this is what he says. He said, hey man, no one can breathe your fat, flabby self next to him. Why don't you move your big gorilla self on over? I'm like, whoa. Do you not notice the size of this dude? Without any, guy's face gets really red. He puffs up like the Hulk, like even bigger than he was. He takes the dude out of the wheelchair, picks him up, boom, slams him against the wall, cocks his fist back. He's getting ready to really punch this guy. I'm looking like, there's gonna be some blood on the wall today. And then all of a sudden, like I looked at the guy that was in the wheelchair. I was like, I heard this voice in my head. And it said, Jeff, it said, what would you want him to do if you were in this position? Oh my gosh, I gotta break this thing up. I'm gonna die. I'm like, all right. I'm about to get a little ghetto on this dude. Gingy gonna get it. All right, so I walked up to him. And I was feeling tough, like I was feeling hard. And I looked at the size of that dude, and I was like, man, this kid's gonna die. But then all of a sudden his arm tensed up, right? And he's getting ready to really punch him. I just ran up, grabbed his arm, I was like, hey, stop! He dropped the kid. Dude hit the wheelchair, falls on the floor. Then he turns to me, picks me up, slams me against the wall, cocks his fist back at me. I'm like, oh, this is not what I had planned. At this point, I'm trying to think of like everything I had been taught, like how to deal with a bully, right? Like ignore it. That ain't gonna work. Walk away, dude, I'm dangling from the ground. Tell the teacher, Mrs. Robinson, we gotta save me. And she's here, she's gonna come save me. It's all right, I'm good. It's a story. So I'm standing there, I'm like, none of this is gonna work. Like, okay, what do I say? I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be hard, I'm gonna intimidate him. So like, man, you better watch out, bro. I'm a ginger ninja. Thankfully, I only thought this in my head. Yeah, it's probably not gonna work. You know, I'm ADD, sometimes I think of like creative ways to get out of a situation that gets me in more trouble. Like being ADD, I happen to have an iPhone 4S. Anybody got a 4S in the room? Play with Siri? Yeah, you probably ask her some messed up questions like I do. Like, what are you doing Friday night? This is inappropriate. Let's get back to work now. Okay, I've tried it. The other day I asked Siri, I was like, how many times a day does the average human being fart? 4 14. Went over to my buddy's Mike's house. I'm like, dude, look, here's proof that you're above average. He's like, I know. Like, man, we gotta grab the air freshener with you and like take action. Sometimes I ask my phone more serious questions. Like the other day I asked Siri some questions about bullying. This is what I found out. I found out that 1 in 6 students, that's 160,000, skip school every single day because they're afraid of being bullied. We gotta take action. I found out that 18 million young people will be bullied this year, making it the largest form of violence that youth today will experience. We got to take action. I found out that 75% of young people are cyberbullied, but only 1 in 10 of you guys will actually tell your parents. We got to take action. Now listen, I'm not trying to come in here with some sort of like cheesy message like a speaker that came to my school when I was a kid, like, believe in your dreams and your dream will take flight. Like, I'm a creative kid. Like, I try to jump off the swing set after listening to that speaker. I felt wood chips, not flight. Did not work. I'm not trying to give you guys some sort of like cheesy, like unrealistic, like stupid message. All right, I'm simply saying when you see somebody hating on somebody else, no, just don't stand there and look. Step up, stop it, take action. Think about that for a second. I mean, for real, that's not impossible. It's not unreasonable. It's not even too much to ask. We all have a chance every single day to be the change that we want to see in the world. But let's keep it real. I mean, I don't always take action. You guys don't always take action. Be honest with yourself. Why? See, I believe that at some point we tried to stop bullying and a lot of us failed. At some point, someone's hateful words that they said to us just crippled us. And now we see it happen. It's just easier not to get involved. For me, in 3rd grade, I got really overweight. Medication I was on for some of my disabilities is just kind of messing with me. My family just didn't eat healthy either, so I got really overweight. The names that kids would call me changed from Elmo and Bozo to other things. I was now fat, retard, slow, lazy, and other worse ones that you can use your imagination. I would come home at night, literally, I would look in the mirror at my reflection, I would say, I hate you. You are so stupid. I go to bed and I would just hope that I would not wake up in the morning because I didn't want to have to go back and face it again. That was the beginning of suicidal thoughts for me in elementary school. Listen, I'm not coming in here to try to say like everybody here has a bad childhood. Like don't get the wrong impression. That's not my point. I'm simply saying that regardless of what your story is, it may be different than mine, but we all feel unwanted sometimes. We all feel abandoned. We all feel left out. We all look in the mirror some days and we don't like what's looking back at us. We wish it was something different. We all have that. As if it wasn't enough for me to be bullied at school, I was also bullied at home. My mom was both emotionally and sometimes physically abusive towards me. And I was hateful back to her. I remember there was one fight that got really bad. And it started out with words, but then it got into pushing and shoving. And before I knew it, I had actually gone through our dining room wall. It sucked. Growing up was not easy. I don't tell you guys this to make you feel sad or please don't do what one girl did and bring me a teddy bear and a flower after the assembly. I mean, nice gesture, but that's just kind of awkward for both of us. The reason why I say this is because people are going to mistreat you in your life, right? It's just a fact. You can't control other people's actions, but we all know that we can control our reaction. You've got a choice. You can respond in hate, or you can respond in love. And how you respond makes all of the difference. For me, I wanted to do the right thing. I wanted to figure out how to respond to a bully, but when it came to it, I just had no idea. Everything that I had been taught failed. I can't ignore it. I can't walk away. I can't tell an adult. Here I am with a 350-pound dude ready to knock the snot out of me. I got a choice. I can either try to fight him and get squished, obviously, or I could try to end it somehow. Here's what I did. I looked in this dude's eyes, and as calmly as I could, I said, hey man, just relax, bro. All this is not worth it. Chill. Much to my surprise, he sat me down. He actually just walked away. What I had accidentally discovered in that moment, or what I did, was I discovered the proven solution to end bullying. See, for the first time in my life, I didn't fight back. I didn't run and tell a teacher to come save me. I actually just took action. I responded in love towards him, and it changed everything. Little did I know that later in my life, that this would actually change my life, who I was as a person, and all the relationships around me. I went to my counseling with my mom for 7 years, and it did almost nothing. Yeah, it encouraged me a little bit, but it didn't change the situation. But man, when I started to respond in love to her, when she was hateful towards me, she would destroy my stuff, she would say mean things. When I started to respond in love, our relationship totally turned, totally switched. After I leave here, I'm going to call my mom, tell her how things went today. Her and I are tight now. You know, this changed relationships with kids that I was working with. I worked for a long time in residential treatment in juvenile detention centers. Right? Some of these kids are just hateful when they see me because they have so much anger from their life. Right? And when I would start to be loving back, man, it would just switch it up. They would just be nice to me. They saw me as like a friend, someone they could talk to. And so what I want to teach you guys today is what I use to actually turn people that are hateful towards me into my friends. And I think it'll totally rock you. What I need, though, is I need a volunteer that's willing to come up here and bully me on stage. Who wants to? They're like, oh, shoot, I'll go mess with the ginger. It's all good. You want? Come on up here, man. Go for it. Give him a round of applause as he comes up here to the stage. All right, man. How you doing? I'm Jeff. Gabe, nice to meet you. I'm going to give you this mic here. Check. Get it on. Check.
Needs the other mic on.
Check. Oh. All right, so you're like in outer space. All right, come on over here with me. So basically what this is I'm going to try to win. I'm going to try to bully me, and I'm going to totally try to beat you, okay? Your job is to not lose, okay? So we're going to pretend like we're walking down the hallway at school. And let me tell you, I major in resilience, which means I'm tough. So you can make fun of any part of me, head to toe. I usually wear glasses, so if you want to use that, well, you have them too, but whatever. My bad. We weren't supposed to start yet. So we're going to pretend like we're walking down the hallway, all right? You're going to come from this way, I'm going to come from this way. When I say action, just bully me, get nasty. I'm going to respond the way that I used to, all right? Don't let me win. Start out by calling me an idiot, okay?
Okay.
Here we go. Action. Hey, what's up, dude?
What are you looking at?
Dude, what's your problem? I didn't even say anything to you. I was just like, what's up?
I don't know, you.
Dude, we pass each other every day. I don't know what your problem is.
I've never seen you in my life. I have glasses. I can see pretty clearly.
Well, obviously, I kind of like lost mine, but yeah, like, what's up? What's your beef with me, dude?
I don't know. I don't want to lose my soul.
Dude, teachers have souls, man. You are so full of crap. What does this say? Warning? Oh, you got a warning label? I don't even need a warning label, man. Allergic to stupid people? You better not go over there. Listen, for real, dude, listen, here's what's going to happen. You think you can run your mouth? My friends are going to come and kick the crap out of you after school. You running your mouth. What do you think of that?
I can run pretty fast and I have fast from school.
You have fast friends? Well, we'll see. After school, 3 o'clock, you better watch your back, dude. We're going to jump you.
Do you know how that's time to time?
Okay, give him a round of applause. That was good. All right, this time, I want you to, like, bully me, but bring it, like, hard. Like, none of that sneezing stuff. And when you bring it hard, I'm going to try to use the solution anvil. I'm going to take action. I'm going to respond in love towards you and see what I can do. But don't let me win, okay? So you got to, like, bring it hard, like, bully me hard, right?
Love win.
Don't hug me, dude. All right, you're the bully. Remember this. You're the bully, okay? Start out by calling me an idiot. All right, action. Hey, what's up, Gabe? How you doing?
Idiot, what are you looking at? I see you every day. You're just walking down this hallway, taking up the whole hallway. Look at you.
I go to school.
Your big ears like Dumbo.
That's hilarious. Are my ears that big? Like, I guess yours are kind of small, but...
Yeah.
Should I, like, Like, should I get like gauges, like try to make them cool or something?
No.
You know, like I'm not as cool as you. I'm sorry, dude. Did you just say you're gonna get naked in front of people? I remember something, I'm not quite sure. All right, so like what's your problem with me, man? I mean, I didn't mean to like, I wasn't gonna bump into you or anything.
I don't like your shirt.
You don't? Like, it's all like sweet, like got logos and stuff. Like, what should I wear, man?
Buttons undone.
Oh, it's totally, thank you, man. I was totally like Janet Jackson. I was having a wardrobe malfunction. I appreciate you caring for me, you know what I mean? Like, did you like look out for me like that? Like, that's pretty sweet. You know, I'd like to hang out with you sometime. Like, you seem like a pretty cool guy.
Okay, stupid.
Yeah, I see you're allergic. I better stand over here. All right, man, well, have a good day, all right?
Yeah.
All right, peace. All right, give Gabe another round of applause. All right, let me ask you a question. Come up here a second. When was it harder to bully me? Like the first time or the second time?
Second.
The second time? Okay, and why was it harder the second time?
I couldn't think of as many things.
Was I tripping you up?
No. Yeah, you're pretty nice.
Okay, so when I was nice to you, it was hard to think of stuff.
Yeah.
Hard to think of material. All right, good. Give Gabe one more round of applause. All right. So some people think this is like a new technique, a new trick, but this is totally old school. Using love when someone's hateful towards you. Martin Luther King Jr. taught this. He said, hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. Love is the only force capable of turning an enemy into a friend. Abraham Lincoln, he put it this way. He said, do I not destroy my enemy when I make him my friend? You know, world leaders taught this, religious leaders taught this. Like every religion. I'm talking Muhammad, Buddha, Gandhi. Jesus said, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you. Right? See, all these religious leaders, these world leaders, they didn't always agree on everything, but they always agreed on one thing. And that is that when someone's hateful towards you, like the worst thing you can do is just be hateful back. Right? The best thing you can do is respond in love, and over time, if you're consistent, because consistency is the key to behavioral change, it'll actually switch up the situation and that person will be nice to you. So I've used this, I've taught this to hundreds of kids, and kids have used this and said it has totally changed things and switched it up for them. See, in my middle school, we had something painted over the gym doors, and it said this, it said, treat others the way you want to be treated, for that is the golden rule. You see, and when I saw this kid up against the wall getting ready to get the crap knocked out of him, that's what I thought. Like, if I was in this situation, what would I want someone to do for me? See, I don't believe in like innocent bystanders. I think that's a load of crap. I either believe that you're either part of the problem or you're part of the solution. It shows that 85% of the time, if someone steps up and tells someone to stop bullying, 85% of the time, the bully will stop. The reality, though, is it also tells in the study that only 1 in 10 people in this room will stand up and actually do something about it. Would you be the one to stand up? That's my question. So, you know, I'm watching all this happen, and this thing rocks me, right? Standing up for innocent bystanders, right? I think that's awesome, and it's noble. And this smart dude named Confucius, he said this. He said, to know what is right and to not do it is like the worst cowardice. Let's not be cowards. Let's take action. You know, the reason why I do this crazy escape every time we do this assembly is not just for your entertainment. The reason I do this is because, you guys, that was me. In elementary, middle, and high school. I allowed people's words to hold me back. I allowed them to like shackle me up and keep me from even thinking that I could reach my goals. And it got so bad it was to the point where I felt like I was suffocating. Here today to tell you that there is hope, there is a way to escape. Listen, I don't know your story. Hope to get to meet some of you guys and get to know you a little bit after the assembly today. I don't know your story. You know, maybe you, like me, you've been bullied at school. You know, maybe you've been abused at home. You know, maybe you've thought about hurting yourself just because you feel so hopeless and you don't know what to do with the pain. I just want to tell you that there's a way to escape all of that. Listen carefully. We're almost through. People's words only have the power that you give them. This is a huge thing for me to learn. See, they're just words. A lot of times we want to run, we want to tell an adult, like, so-and-so called me this, so-and-so said this about me. Right? But the reality is they cannot control that person's actions. But if we change our reaction, we can start to change their behavior if we're consistent over time. Right? And so it's important to remember that people's words don't have to have power over us unless we let them. You can let it roll off your back. I mean, think about whether you like the guy or not. Think about President Obama for a second. Now, if he got up in the morning and believed all the crap that was said about him on the news, could he do his job? No. It would be like a basket case, like in a mental hospital, right? And this is the same way with every great leader. See, successful people are resilient. And what resiliency means is simply this. When you go through a tough time, you still have hurt, and you deal with it, but you don't lose sight of your goal. You bounce back. When you're in a setback, like you don't settle in a setback, you actually make a comeback. Somebody put that on Twitter. Shoot. She's like, I got you. All right. Tag it Ginger Snap, too. All right. Ginger Ninja, that's better. So you don't have to settle in your setback. You can actually make a comeback. See, the thing that changed my life is when I learned how to respond in love to people, and also when I learned to be resilient, to not allow people to get me down. When I was 23 years old, I got a phone call, and I found out that the president of Burundi, Africa, was coming here to Grand Rapids for an event. This was the guy on the phone. He said, Jeff, there's going to be a lot of production. There's going to be media crews coming in to meet the president. There's a Secret Service coming over here working with the whole thing. And we need a guy to direct the production. I'd like to hire you for the job. I was like, oh my gosh. I was freaking out like I'm a director too. But I had never expected an opportunity like this. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So I said, dude, why did you pick me? This is what he said. He said, listen, I know you have ADD, and it's a gift. He said, you can't do one thing for a long time, but you can do 10 different things at the same time. And he said, Jeff, listen, you're highly creative, highly energetic. You guys, ADD, the thing that everyone picked on me for, the thing that I thought would break me in my life, is this thing that began to make me and make my career. You never know when you're in a moment of pain. Sometimes you find your potential. You figure out what you're really made of, and you can use that later in your life to change other people's lives and to change the world. Let me ask you guys real quick before I get out of here. How many of you guys like free stuff? All right, sweet. So here's where you got to go. You got to go to I'mAGingerNinja.com. The reason why we do a lot of funny videos and mess with people, do some crazy stunts, and if you enter your name and email there, we'll send you some cool stuff that we're doing while we're on the road. Another thing, if you're interested, people wear these all over the world. We threw one out earlier, and this is the Why Do You Hate Me shirt. This is literally worn by teens all over the world that believe that love conquers hate. If you want to get one, they're normally like $20 online. We have them here today in the back for $10 when you go outside the doors. We'll be hanging out for a while during lunch. And if you don't have $10 or you just want to say, hey, we just love to meet you, and there's free stuff out there too. All right, you guys, I believe in you. I hope that you guys will take action, respond in love, and change your school. If you make some noise, I'll throw this out real quick. All right, you guys are way loud down here. Ready? Take action, respond in love, be the change. Thank you guys. Take care. Peace.
$4 class.